Florida's own KSOO, the rapper who turned beef into bloodshed, just got the verdict nobody thought would actually drop. Life, no parole. No second chances, just goodbye forever. But how did the self-proclaimed ATK demon go from dissing his rivals on beat to being buried alive in the justice system? Was this justice or another example of the internet turning music into murder evidence? Because in this story, the lyrics were real, the betrayal was deeper, and the courtroom. It felt more like a rap battle with your own family on the other side. Welcome to the downfall of KSOO. Florida, the land of sunshine, scandals, and SoundCloud rappers who think they're living in a GTA mission. And right in the middle of it all stood Hakeem Robinson, aka KSOO, the rapper who blurred the line between music video and murder scene before his mugshot went viral. KSOO was this video of the AT King led by rapper Youngin Ace, a name you've probably seen trending for all the wrong reasons. ATK had one mission: to destroy their rivals, the KTA crew, by any means necessary. But what started as diss tracks and shots in the lyrics turned into shots in real life. Back in 2020, Jacksonville's rap scene wasn't just about who had the hottest bars, it was about who could survive the week. Every diss track felt like a declaration of war, every lyric sounded like a death threat dressed as rhyme. And KSOO, he wasn't just participating. He was the face of the chaos. When rival rapper Charles Lil Buck McCormick ended up dead, fans thought it was another tragic case of street politics. But investigators thought otherwise. They dug deeper through lyrics, Instagram posts, even music videos, and what they found was straight out of a crime documentary. CCTV footage showed a vehicle speeding away from the crime scene. DNA evidence linked the car to members of a TK, and then came the social media breadcrumbs, the posts, the emojis, the subliminal celebrations that followed the killing. It was as if someone had written the confession in plain sight, just over an 808 beat. But here's where the story takes a brutal twist, the kind you can't make up. When the case hit court, KSOO's own cousin flipped. That's right, family turned witness. And if that wasn't enough betrayal for one lifetime, his father, yes, his own father, took the stand against him. Imagine that for a second. Your dad looking you in the eyes and testifying that you pulled the trigger. That's not a movie scene. That's the real-life finale of KSOO's rap career. The prosecution didn't even need to exaggerate. The evidence spoke louder than the defense ever could. And as the courtroom replayed every lyric, every diss, and every video clip, the world saw a rapper literally haunted by his own bars. Because when you turn your street life into art, sometimes art fights back, but the real madness? This case was about to explode far beyond one rapper. It was about to question the entire rap industry, the blurred line between entertainment and evidence, and whether your lyrics could lock you up. And that's where things started getting ugly, because after KSOO's arrest, what leaked next would shake the rap community to its core. What leaked next wasn't just another police report, it was a digital storm. Screenshots, alleged confession clips, and a so-called investigative file started circulating online, and the internet did what it does best. Lost its mind. Fake, leaked DMs showed KSOO bragging about the hit, talking about how the streets finally got justice. Another leaked studio session supposedly captured him joking about catching bodies on the mic. Of course, none of this was verified, but since when does social media wait for facts? The hashtags went wild. Hashtag free KSOO, hashtag KSOO did it. Hashtag justice for Lil Buck, each one a battlefield of fans, haters, and self-proclaimed detectives with iPhones and conspiracy theories, and then came the anonymous sources. You know, those mysterious people who work close to the case, but somehow also have time to tweet. One claimed that a detective said, KSOO's lyrics match too perfectly. It's like he left a roadmap to his crimes. Another claimed his entire gang had flipped, that everyone was snitching, including his own bloodline, but the most viral leak of all? A supposed prison audio, a muffled phone call that fans believed was KSOO admitting everything. The clip blew up on TikTok and Twitter overnight, reaching millions. News outlets called it disturbing. The fan pages called it legendary. And somewhere between those two extremes was the truth nobody could quite prove. Meanwhile, the so-called fake investigative journalists, the ones with blurry thumbnails and exclusive in red font, went full detective mode. They posted deep dives with titles like "The Hidden Secrets Behind KSOO's Murder Case," "New Leak Proves the Rapper's Father Betrayed Him." They broke down his lyrics line by line, claiming every bar was a confession in code. A simple line like "we spinning back to back" was treated like evidence straight out of an FBI transcript. And the irony? Every click, every rumor, every fake leak made the story even more believable. Because when the world wants a villain, the internet happily builds one. KSOO's image transformed. Overnight, from upcoming street rapper to cold-blooded killer. Memes called him the rapper who dissed himself into prison. Podcasts debated whether rap was art or evidence. And hip-hop fans argued if the justice system was targeting black artists, or if the rappers themselves were giving prosecutors everything they needed in HD. With auto-tune. Then came the money trail, another twist in the investigation. Anonymous financial records suddenly appeared online, showing massive cash deposits, jewelry purchases, and charity donations that led nowhere. People claimed KSOO was laundering money through fake concerts, that his shows were just covers for gang deals. None of it was proven, but it didn't matter. The narrative was already locked in. KSOO wasn't just a rapper, he was a walking headline, and while the internet turned his downfall into entertainment, the courtroom was preparing for the final act, the moment that would officially end his freedom. The courtroom was preparing for the final act, and everyone knew this wasn't going to be just another sentencing. This was the finale of a Florida tragedy, this video rap beef, this video courtroom drama, and this video social media circus. When the judge walked in, the silence was deafening. Cameras flashed, fans live tweeted, and somewhere, thousands of viewers waited for a viral clip that would summarize a man's life in 15 seconds. The prosecution came in strong. They didn't just show evidence, they showed a narrative. Clips of KSOO's music videos, lyrics printed on slides, Instagram screenshots enlarged like movie posters. Every frame screamed, "This is who he is." The prosecutor's voice echoed through the room. This isn't just art. This is confession, rhythm turned into reality. The defense tried to fight back. They argued it was performance, not proof. They said KSOO was just another rapper caught in a system that can't tell fiction from fact. But every time they spoke, another fan theory or leaked post was trending online, drowning their arguments before they could even breathe. And then, this video that made headlines across the world, his father's testimony when Abdul Robinson Sr. took the stand, the entire courtroom froze. He didn't look like a man testifying against his son, he looked like a man burying him. His voice cracked as he said the words nobody expected to hear. "My son was there. He knew what happened. He pulled the trigger." Even the reporters went quiet. The betrayal was too much, too cinematic to believe, yet too real to ignore. KSOO sat still, jaw clenched, eyes empty. In that moment, it wasn't about rap, fame, or clout. It was about a son realizing his own father had just become the final witness against him. And when the verdict finally came down, the entire room held its breath. Life in prison without the possibility of parole. That's it. No beat drop, no outro, no redemption arc. Just goodbye forever. Outside, chaos erupted. Some fans cried injustice. Others called it karma. One fake news site even claimed KSOO smiled as the cuffs locked, but the real footage showed nothing of the sort. He didn't smile. He didn't cry. He just stared like a man realizing the world had stopped listening. Meanwhile, debates exploded across the internet. Was this case a warning to every rapper using violent lyrics? Was the system criminalizing creativity or just catching criminals who happened to rhyme? And as the dust settled, one quote from a viral tweet summed it all up perfectly. KSOO's story isn't about rap. It's about how fast fame can turn into a life sentence. His cell door closed. The headlines moved on. But the question still echoed online: was KSOO a killer who rapped? Or a rapper the system killed? Whatever your answer, one thing's certain. For KSOO, there's no sequel. Just silence. So now that you've seen the rise, the beef, and the downfall, the question is, what do you think? Was KSOO a victim of the system using his art against him? Or did he write his own prison sentence, bar by bar? Because one thing's for sure, this case just blurred the line between lyrics and law forever. If rap can send you to jail, what's next? Memes as evidence? Tweets as testimony? Drop your thoughts below. I'm reading every single one of them. Do you think KSOO deserved it? Or was he framed by fame? And if you want more stories that the mainstream media is too scared to tell, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Because next time, we're diving even deeper into the stories they don't want you to hear. This is the real breakdown.